All right, it's like 5:30 a.m. Sunday, wrapping up the challenge. Here's every session, time, profit, and a little summary. The first day was MGM, played an hour 47, lost $15. Not much happened that early morning, elderly crowd, just not much went on, lost $15 in an hour 47. Very similar, next stop was Aria, 2 hours 14 minutes, lost $16. Trying to remember any interesting hands at Aria, nothing comes to mind, but pretty similar to MGM, just paid the blinds, basically nothing big either way, lost 16 over there. Bellagio, long session at Bellagio, played 4 hours 23 minutes. That was a very fun table. The guy who kept saying the Japanese horse was going to win the Derby, which that didn't happen, and Derek and Josh, who were friends, who really enjoyed that guy's company. The guy who said the thing about the Derby, made $29. Like I said, I had queens one hand and was looking to get called by worse. Didn't happen, everyone folded. And every other hand, I totally airballed the flop, but won at some point via a bluff. So made $29, a lot of small pots coming my way in 4 hours, 23 minutes. Sahara, I made 103 in 4 hours, 6 minutes. Roller coaster session at Sahara. Started off in the first orbit, I stacked a guy. Let me get you out of the wind for a second. Then there was a very large pot. You know, people weren't taking advantage of how much you could raise and get away with over there. I raised, a lot of raises were like $10, $12, sometimes 15. I raised 25, we went 5 ways to the flop. I bet 100 on the flop, got one caller, and there were like 14 turn cards I was not shoving out of the 47 that were left in the deck. One of them hit. We went check, check. Another scare card hit the river, we went check, check. As much as I hated those scare cards coming that killed the action, we got to showdown, and the guy really just like outthought himself and played a very strong flopped hand very poorly. And I think he just tried to do something fancy. It didn't work out with those scare cards. He was ahead on the flop is the point. So those cards actually saved me, and saved me from losing 300, because I was shoving my last 300 on the turn if a clean turn card came. So that got me to about even. I still lost 125 in the hand, and then won a few pots towards the end of the night, the end of my Sahara time. So I made 103 over at Sahara. And then Bally's was incredibly fun. Made 283 in 6 hours and 1 minute. The most interesting hand over there, I thought I was under the gun. I was the big blind, and this so rarely happens, where I don't know where the button, the small blind, the big blind is. I folded. When the guy on my right told me, no, you're the big, my cards were the only one in the muck pile. Not really a pile when they're only my cards, but my cards are identifiable. So I got my cards back, ended up winning the hand. So definitely, you know, if the next guy on my left folded quickly, and now there were 4 cards in the muck pile, I wasn't getting my cards back. So we realized that. Big thanks to the guy on my right from Michigan, and got my cards back, won that hand. And there was also a guy who just, I think he was just fed up. He played sixes very oddly. He just shoved a flop. I think it was 9-8 deuce, and he shoved the flop with sixes, and I had him beat by a ton. Very easy hand to play at that point. So that was a bit of a very nice hand that doesn't happen too often. So made 283 over at Bally's, and that ended day 1. Second day, played 3 hours 51 minutes at Bally's, lost $79. Bally's was my first stop and my 4th stop. So combined, those are the numbers I had. I added them up after I left for the second time. Not a ton happened. I remember being -4 the first time around, and then I guess minus 75 the second time around. Just a lot of small pots, missing the flop terribly, and not having a way to bluff my way out of it. So lost $79 at Bally's. MGM was really annoying. 1 hour 28 minutes, lost 313. Overpair to overpair was the big one. Incredibly annoying, very frustrating when I play 18 hours the day before to make like 380 or something, and 300 of it is gone like instantly. But I don't have a problem with the way I played it, just very annoying outcome, and that was MGM. Sahara, not the same as it was the night before. Lost $9 in an hour 43, and I told you we kind of broke. We were the main table. There was a feeder table coming into us, and we still ended up 5-handed somehow, and we broke, and didn't play much at Sahara day 2. And then Caesars made it 54 minutes before I just kind of got fed up, and it was unlikely I was getting to the end of the challenge, and made $12 though in the 54 minutes. First table broke very quickly, second table just wasn't that great, and just kind of not feeling like playing the other 4 hours. If I needed like another hour, I would have stuck it out. Probably wasn't making it another 4. So there you have it, all the hours, all the summaries, all the profits. I actually don't know the total hours and profits to the minute, to the dollar. Put that on the screen right now for you, but that does it. Unfortunately, a failed challenge. You know where it'll go on my YouTube page under the list of unsuccessful challenges. But it was fun to try. Got a lot of hours in, even though it was a failed challenge. Got way more hours than I usually get over a 2-day span. So that's that, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. And remember, rice is a spoon food.